Hey guys, what's up? This is Chrissy with Everyday Tidbits. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time I post. Follow me over there on Instagram at everyday_tidbits. I would love for you to be a part of my YouTube and Instagram family. Today, I am taking you along on another meal prep day. We're going to be making some egg cups from the 21 Day Fix cookbook. 21 Day Fix meatloaf, and just prepping some vegetables and stuff like that. We're going to be doing some overnight oats as well, I think, maybe 2 for the next couple of days. And I am going to show you what I'm eating for breakfast. Welcome to my channel. I would love for you to stick around. Let's get started.
I try to fix things that weren't broken, misunderstandings and words unspoken.
Today I'm going to be poaching some of these eggs in this pan that I have. I just turned it off. It makes perfectly, beautifully round poached eggs. And I'm going to be putting them on one Arnold sandwich round, which counts as a carb. That's the yellow container. And that'll be my breakfast. I want to make it quick. It's already 11 o'clock. I've gone to the grocery store and back. I have a late start today. I was up early, but I've been running around, so this will be my breakfast. It's something quick so that I can get started with my meal prep. The next thing I'm going to do is just chop all of the vegetables that I need so that I have them already pre-chopped when it's time to add them to my recipes. So I'm gonna chop up some romaine lettuce, 3 bell peppers, a large sweet potato, some onions, some garlic. I don't know where I put it, but we're gonna do some garlic as well, some mushrooms here, and also some tomatoes.
Just let me get over you. Maybe you don't wanna know. You don't see what you have in front of you. Or maybe I'm not enough for you. So maybe I should go. If I had known from the start, this wouldn't have ended with broken hearts. Cause I don't wanna waste my time. No. I don't wanna waste my time. No. Maybe you don't wanna know. You don't see what you have in front of you. Or maybe I'm not enough for you. So maybe I should go. If I had known from the start, this wouldn't have ended with broken hearts. Cause I don't wanna waste my time.
So the next thing I'm gonna do is prep the egg cups from the Fixate 21 Day Fix cookbook. For that, I'm gonna be using 12 eggs, some spinach, some chopped mushrooms, some chopped bell pepper, and I think I'm gonna put a little bit of a tomato in there too. What you're gonna do is you're going to spray a 12-cup muffin tin with some coconut oil spray. Preheat your oven to 375, and these are gonna cook anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes until you can insert a toothpick in the middle of the egg cup and they come out clean. I'm just gonna add a little bit of onion powder, basil, and less sodium Lowry's seasoned salt to the mix.
Into motion, been waiting way too long. Yeah, waiting just for somebody to love and to surround me and to handle my emotions. I was out waiting for some.
So for the Fix Sloppy Joes, I'm using a pound of grass-fed beef, some onions, a chopped bell pepper. I don't have Worcestershire sauce, so a substitute would be either oyster sauce or just a little bit of soy sauce, so that's what I'm gonna use. I'm not gonna open up or for like a cup and a half of sauce. I'm just gonna use diced tomatoes, and I drained all the liquid out. We're gonna use some tomato paste, and I'm gonna add, the recipe doesn't call for the chopped mushrooms, but I'm gonna add them because I have a lot left from prep. And it's just gonna beef up the meat a little bit without adding a lot of extra calories. Some garlic, some salt, and I'm gonna add some pepper as well. So I have one pan going for that. I have another larger pan going for the ground turkey and taco seasoning and a little bit of onion for tonight's Taco Tuesday. Half of it's gonna go into a taco ring, the other half is gonna be for regular tacos or taco salad prep. I have in the back there a pot of water that I'm gonna start up for boiling my sweet potatoes for the hash, and then we're gonna get moving on cooking. So our beef is cooking, it's coming along, it's starting to get brown, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add a little bit of onion in there. It's about the equivalent of a small onion. I'm gonna mix that around. And then I'm going to be adding the equivalent of 1 chopped bell pepper. I love when you cook with chopped vegetables like this because it bulks up your meat without adding a lot of extra calories, and it adds tons of flavor. I'm actually gonna put a little bit more pepper in there. And then we wanna add, I'm gonna add a little bit of mushroom. Just gonna bulk up my meat a little bit, make it go a longer way. And to this, I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I'm gonna add some garlic, the equivalent to two cloves. I'm gonna mix in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I'm gonna mix that through. I think it needs just a little bit more. And then I'm going to add my can of diced tomatoes. And I'm going to do a couple splashes of soy sauce. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cover it with a lid and let it simmer for a little bit so all of these flavors can come together. I forgot an ingredients, guys. You need to give a little bit of raw honey or maple syrup, and the measurements for this is 1 teaspoon. So we're gonna swirl that around to give it the sweetness that it needs, that is characteristic of Sloppy Joe. Taco meat is almost browned all the way, so I'm going to add the rest of the onion to that, and we're going to use up the bell pepper. We're going to put that in there as well, and I'm just going to give that a mix. I'm going to use my other spoon for that. That's going to get a mix so that it can start coming together. And I'm gonna add my taco seasoning in there, and then I'm also gonna put a lid on this and let the flavors come together on top of the stove. So since we have 2 pounds of meat, we're gonna use 2 packets of taco seasoning. And I'm using the mild. I could not find mild low sodium. If I could, I would have used that, but we just have the regular one today. So we're just gonna use the mild taco seasoning, 2 packets for 2 pounds of meat. I am making a mess. The water on the stove is coming to a boil for these sweet potatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to salt the water so we can get some flavor on that, on those potatoes as they cook. And then when the water comes up a little bit more to a boil, we will add the sweet potatoes and cook those until they're soft so we can start making the hash.
Can you feel me? Can you feel me?
Okay guys, so I used my last little bit of bell pepper that I chopped for the taco meat. I should have saved it. I knew I had a little bit left, but I thought it was extra. It's supposed to go in the hash, but I don't have any more bell peppers. What I'm gonna do is I chopped up a zucchini. I'm gonna add the zucchini into the hash, and I think it'll be fine. It's crunchy. I'm not gonna cook it all the way through, so it'll have a little crunch to it. But a hash is just that. A hash, you could put anything in it. You could add any vegetables you want, any meat you want, any potato that you want. It's just like a hodgepodge of stuff, like a kitchen sink meal. So I'm gonna use my zucchini instead of the bell peppers, and I think it's just gonna turn out fine. So what I'm doing now is I'm just waiting for my sweet potatoes to cook, and when they're soft, I will get my pan out and we will start making the hash. Are the egg cups out of the oven? They look delicious. I did overfill the cups a little bit. I should have only filled them halfway. It would have given me 12 because 2 of these is 1 protein, but I overfilled them a little bit and I'm short 2, but that's okay. Next time I know. I forgot since the last time I made them that they do bubble over a little bit. No big deal. They're still delicious. They still turned out great, and I can't wait to eat them. So I'm using my back burner because that is my super burner, and I'm using a large pot. What I'm gonna do first is I'm going to preheat the pan, spray it with some coconut oil, and then I'm going to get my zucchini going so that they can get a little bit soft, and my onion. So we're gonna cook those down a little bit before we add everything else, because that's what has to actually get. I'm using those leftover mushrooms and the rest of my garlic. So we're gonna make sure that these vegetables soften up a little bit before we add the sweet potato that's been cooked and already drained and soft. So that's ready whenever these are ready. All right, so that has softened up a little. So I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper. Salt. I always use this pink Himalayan salt from Costco. I just love it. Some pepper. Freshly ground pepper always tastes the best, but you can use whatever you have on hand. So some black pepper. And then smoked paprika. Actually, this is a full cup. Smoked paprika is definitely an acquired taste. If you like that smoky taste, add a little bit more. If you don't like it as much, add a little bit less. So now that that's incorporated, I'm going to just add the cooked sweet potatoes. Give that a stir. I don't want to add more salt, but I think I will add a little bit more smoked paprika because I want my potatoes to get that on. All right. so let's review what we made for some meal prepping. We did the Fix8 21-day fix turkey meatloaf, but I used grass-fed beef. You can interchange them, that's okay. The lean grass-fed beef and some vegetables. So per 1.5 cup serving of this, it's going to be 3.5 green containers for your vegetables and 1 protein. Then we have the taco meat. Half of this is going to be going into a taco ring for the girls. The other half is going to be used for regular tacos or leftovers for a salad and whatnot. Each one of these, this is ground turkey. For a 3/4 cup serving is a red container, which is a protein serving. Then we have the sweet potato hash, which counts as a, I think a half of a vegetable serving, and a full red container, which is a carb serving. This is delicious. You can have this, a serving of this with an egg over it, or 2 eggs to make it a protein and a carb. You can do this as a side dish. There's this possibilities with this is endless. You can do vegetarian in a wrap. This is just so delicious and colorful. And then over here we have our egg cups. 2 of these is the equivalent of 1 red container. The vegetable servings doesn't really count according to the Fix8 cookbook because it's so little of a serving that they're more concentrated on the protein. So that is what we made so far. Okay guys, so I'm gonna wrap it up for today. I've decided I'm not gonna do the overnight oats today because I have the egg cups for breakfast and I'm running out of space in my refrigerator. So in the next meal prep video, I will be making some type of overnight oats, whether it be a pumpkin pie overnight oats or an apple pie overnight oats or peaches and cream or whatever it is that I decide to do on the next video. But for now, I do have the egg cups prepped for my breakfast and the hash and everything else that I made today. It's 90 degrees outside and my kitchen is probably about 100 degrees with all this cooking going on. I look like a hot mess. So I'm gonna let all this food cool down. I'm gonna clean my kitchen now and then I'm gonna portion it out in the servings that I need for work and whatnot. And then I need to work out and then company's gonna be coming shortly. So I'm gonna need to shower my gross self. But with all this will be cut into portions for my food and usually for work on top of the meals that I have prepped for breakfast, lunch, and then dinner. I usually take an extra protein, which is usually a small container of cottage cheese for an afternoon protein, and I'll have that with a fruit. And then I will also take an extra little baggie of carrots or little tiny peppers, and that will be a vegetable snack serving. Sometimes I will take a hummus with me, which counts as a healthy fat. You can have 1 healthy fat a day. Sometimes I don't have it because I like to cut up cheese for my blue container for the evening and have that. So it just depends on what I'm in the mood for the night before when I start prepping my food for work. And I do 2 days in a row at a time, so that way when I come home from a 12.5-hour day, I don't have to sit there and prep that night for the next day as well. So I usually do 2 days in a row for work, and then I have whatever left over for dinners. And that's another meal prep day for 21-day fix. I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time I post. Follow me on Instagram at everyday_tidbits. I would love for you to be a part of my Instagram and YouTube family. Hope everyone's being safe. Wash your hands, don't touch your face. Be careful out there, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.